Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him tell all they wanna say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him tell all they wanna say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let I be me instead of playing games. For chasing fame, let somebody sweat the lack of flames. No, living my life to the fullest and shout out my halala to the fullest. Let my lungs out. I'm still rising up to greater heights as long as
Hello, Panjus and Bonani. Welcome to Rise to Greater Heights Network, where you can turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. It is so significant to have a positive mindset, more especially under these circumstances. So this network has the potential to completely revolutionize every aspect of your life and career. My name is Dr. Riel Nkunene, and I'm going to be your host for today. So if you're watching us online, please feel free to put in the chat box where you're watching us from and what you hope to achieve from our podcast. Today, we are surrounded by greatness in the World Wide Web. We have amazing speakers who's going to share some nuggets on being destined for greatness. Being destined for greatness. So here in Alberta, we have Christy Holt. And in Atlanta, we have Rebecca B. Bromberg. And in Kansas City, we have Debbie Woods. So at this moment, I'm just going to let our speakers to introduce themselves. So you can go ahead, Christy.
Good morning, gorgeous humans. Thank you so much for creating this platform and having us here. I am Christy Holt, also known as the Happiness Hussy. Like you said, I am from Alberta, Canada. And to introduce myself, I would say I have many names, labels, roles, including author, podcast host, speaker, teacher, thought leader, healer, mentor, change maker, so many things. I'm also a daughter and a blissfully partnered spouse and a mother to 4 teenage boys, 3 my own and 1 bonus son. I've been described as smart and funny and sassy and a little bit sweary sometimes. And but at the same time, so full of love and compassion for humans. Yet, even all of these labels and descriptions are actually a truly limited description of who I truly am, because at the core of my very being, I know that I am love, and so are you. And I am a happiness and love guide on a mission to help whole humans get unstuck in their relationship with themselves so that they can consciously create the happy, blissful even life, relationships, and impact that they truly desire and deserve. You are destined for greatness.
Woo. Wow. It's an honor to have you, Christy. And yes, I'm already on fire and I'm looking forward to hear more of your message. Thank you for being with us. Yeah. You can go ahead, Rebecca, and please introduce yourself.
Absolutely. And I'm delighted to be here and really inspired with the company that I'm in. Thank you so much for having me, Rayal. And my name is Rebecca B. Bromberg. I am a somatic healing coach, and I am incredibly passionate about the process of healing. Because of my own journey, I have overcome just tremendous obstacles myself to found a business that is so incredibly nourishing, that has not only the financial flow that I want, but also just the quality of life that I think we all deserve. I'm passionate about helping women overcome their perfectionism, their blocks to greatness, and that's what I'll be talking about today. It's so essential that we meet ourselves right where we are, without shame, without any kind of judgment. And I'm passionate about creating a community, a healing community. I have over 400 people in a program called Co-Regulation Nation. It's my free version of a healing community. I'm also the founder of Finishing School, which is just my baby that I founded 3 years ago, and has seen over 100 women create the lives and the businesses that they want and deserve. And, I've learned that being an entrepreneur, it's a spiritual journey, and you really have to be ready to do the thing, right? And you meet yourself at your darkest places when you're trying to put yourself out and change. So a lot of the work that I do is overcoming that survival conditioning that I'll be talking about in a little bit. I'll add, you know, I really appreciated your introduction, Christy. I'm obsessed with plants. I'm even wearing them on my shirt. I'm looking out at my flower-filled balcony right now. I don't feel complete unless I've taken my dog outside and just looked at nature on a daily basis. It's a really big piece for me. I live near my family. Family is dear to me. And I've cultivated a community around me of friends that are just as self-aware and committed to growth as I am. So yeah, people, plants, people, plants, and healing would be a good way to summarize me, and cooking and food. Really passionate about that as well. So I'm delighted to be here. I'll stop here, and I look forward to sharing more and learning more.
Wow, it's an honor to have you, Rebecca. And honestly, I was so surprised, like going over each and every one's bio, only to realize that all of you have one thing in common, but you'll discover today. Anyways, you can go ahead. I think it's an honor to have you, Rebecca. You can go ahead, Debbie, and please introduce yourself.
Thank you. Wow, how do I follow behind these two wonderful ladies? What an honor and a privilege to be here with you today. I am a narcissism survival coach, and so I began my business working with women who have survived the nightmare of a narcissistic abuse situation. And once we've gotten out of that and we've healed ourselves, at some point in that journey, you want to put your toe back in the dating field. You don't want to live your life alone, but then you start to look out into the field and you put your foot in the water and you go, oh my gosh, no. And then you try again and you try again. And at some point you're saying, is there anyone out there who's not a narcissist? And at some point, you have to start to realize, as even Christy pointed out, there's a moment in time where you need to look within, and you need to start healing within as well, because not everything that looks like a duck and quacks like a duck really is a duck, because we have been conditioned by our wounds to see things through that lens, and we have to take that lens off and start healing ourselves. And that's really what the journey is about. It's a journey to go within and to see that shadow self, and to learn to love ourselves just exactly as we are and who we are. And so that's the journey. And I work with folks from that seat. So how can we have a healthy, loving relationship with others? We have to have a healthy, loving relationship with ourselves as well. We have to know who we are. We have to know our value. We have to know our worth. And then we can step out into the world and we can shine and we can be kind, loving, beautiful people, despite the difficulties and the wounds and the traumas that we have faced. And so I'll speak more about that in my message that I have for you. But I've gone through quite a bit in my life, and sometimes, you don't realize the journey until you're sitting in this seat and looking back on it and thinking, oh my gosh, what an incredible life I have lived to sit in the space now to say, okay, let me help others also. And let me be that lighthouse on the hill, so to speak. I can't fix you, but I can direct you away from those rocks if you want to move away from those rocks. And so how do we come into greatness? How do we move away from that? We're all destined, as your podcast, what a wonderful title. We're all destined for greatness. And how do we find that anchor, and how do we pull ourselves up and out of the milieu that we find ourselves in to rise into that greatness that we're destined for? So thank you for having me. And what a wonderful group of women to be with.
Yes, it is. Wow, what an honor to have you, Debbie. And thank you for being the voice for the voiceless. You know what? It's high time narcissism fall, because we have voices like you. Thank you for being with us today here at Rise to Greater Heights with all our amazing speakers. Christy, I have a question for you. If you happen to have your own billboard, I can see your billboard coming down there in the busy highway in the oilers city, Edmonton. What will your billboard say?
Well, this is a tough question. I need a lot of billboards to say all the things that I want to say, but what I'm going to land on for this conversation is that the most important relationship that you'll ever have is the one that you have with yourself.
That's the most important relationship that you will ever get out there, the relationship with yourself. Once you start having those tough conversations with yourself, you'll begin to live. I love it. I love
Magic.
it. How about you, Rebecca? What will your billboard say? Maybe your billboard is already down there in the busy highway in Atlanta. What will it say?
So much can be healed, because I think that so many people believe that they're stuck how they are, that they're, self-sabotage is just a character flaw. And so I think we just think, and also that we're like a broken unicorn, that that everybody's just, we have our own unique form of flaw that can never be fixed, and nobody ever could understand it. And so it's really important for us to understand that there's so much that we can heal when you have the right tools, and the body is the gateway to that.
Wow, so much can be healed as long as you have the right tools. So much can be healed. Wow, wow, what a profound billboard, because I believe that we all need healing in one way or the other. So much can be healed. Wow, wow. How about you, Debbie? What will your billboard say? And I think I already know, but what will your billboard say?
I found my billboard actually in my meditation time this morning, and I had crafted the billboard to say, look, you can find a healthy, happy life and relationship after the unhealthy one. And then I added a little ... Let me help you find the dolphins in that ocean of sharks.
Wow, wow. Let me help you find the dolphins in that ocean of sharks, because
Yes.
there are still dolphins out there that needs to be saved. There are still dolphins out there that are still beautiful, that can outstand the sharks. Wow, what a billboard. Wow, I love all the billboards, by the way. So I think my billboard will be the fourth billboard driving down the highway, and it's going to say what? The sky is no longer the limit, but now the sky is just our point of view. We're just up there viewing what we want to achieve in the next 6 months, 3 months. And in that way, if it's the sky is our point of view, we're all gonna rise to greater heights. And it's definitely coming. So we're gonna get started. We are, okay, we're gonna be around Alberta for now, where we have Christy Holt. Christy Holt is a self-proclaimed happiness hussy, adventure guide, podcast host of the Create Your Happy Inspiration for Conscious Women, available wherever you listen to podcasts. And she's also an international best-selling author of the book Unstuck for Women, Run for Your Life, and others available on Amazon, who's on a mission to spread happiness up around the planet. Yes, we all need happiness, by the way. So Christy is a mentor for the whole us humans using her signature create method. She adventures alongside of her heart-led clients to support and love them as they discover and unlearn, not learn, but unlearn. So Christy's mentorship helps the clients to create a life they love, full of loving and healthy relationships that make them truly happy, because we all need happiness. So kings and queens, please join me and welcome Christy Holt.
Thank you so much for that warm welcome. So I want to start this off by asking a question. Did you know that compromising your authenticity blocks the very experiences that you crave? Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. So today I'm going to be sharing a little bit about how being true to ourselves enhances